History of blood transfusion. The history of blood transfusion, spanning over 400 years, intertwines medical advancements with artistic displays, showcasing the gradual evolution of this life-saving method over centuries. From the early 17th century beginnings to the complex techniques used today, blood transfusion has always been a central aspect of modern medicine and a subject of artistic exploration. In 1628, the discovery of blood circulation in the body by an English physician named William Harvey laid the foundation for thoughts on the method of blood transfusion. The first global experiments in blood transfusion were conducted in a gruesome manner in England in the mid-1660s by a physician named Richard Lower. Initially performed among dogs, Lower attempted to keep blood-deficient dogs alive by transferring blood from other living dogs. His method involved two dogs being strapped to a test table, their arteries and veins opened, and blood being transferred from one dog to another through quills, likely made from goose feathers. According to Lower, the blood transfusion ended when the donor dog began to weaken, convulsed, became unconscious, and ultimately died. In the 17th century, Jean-Baptiste Denis made history with the first successful blood transfusion from a sheep to a human in 1667, a moment captured in his painting Blood Transfusion from Sheep to Human. This groundbreaking event marked the beginning of experimental transfusions and laid the groundwork for future advancements in the field. Denis' painting not only commemorates this historical moment, but also highlights the risks and challenges faced by early pioneers in blood transfusion. From a medical perspective, this painting serves as a visual representation of the early days of blood transfusion, depicting initial techniques and a limited understanding of blood compatibility characteristics of that period. Despite uncertainties and existing risks, Denis' bold experiment paved the way for future advancements in blood transfusion medicine and inspired further research into blood groups and their compatibility. One notable artistic representation of early blood transfusion is the painting Blood Transfusion from Goat by Jules Adler. This painting combines medical precision with artistic expression to depict the nature of blood transfusion. In this painting, Adler portrays the delicate process of extracting blood from a goat and transferring it to a human recipient, revealing the intricate nature of early blood transfusion techniques. Jules Adler's processing of this artistic work captures an important moment in the history of blood transfusion. Created on commission from Dr. Samuel Bernheim, a respected Parisian physician in the late 19th century, the painting shows a woman undergoing a blood transfusion procedure, with blood extracted from a goat being injected into her body. This scene emphasizes immediacy and precision, highlighting the potential life-saving aspect of the blood transfusion process. Contrasting with the backdrop of medical explorations and experiments, Jules Adler's painting Blood Transfusion from Goat depicts a moment in history when physicians were exploring unconventional methods for treating various diseases. In this painting, Dr. Bernheim, known for his dedicated services in treating tuberculosis and supporting patient welfare through initiatives like sending them to seaside sanatoriums, is depicted as a central figure overseeing the blood transfusion process involving a woman receiving goat's blood. The painting illustrates the era's interest in using animal fluids, such as serum, to treat diseases like diphtheria in children, showcasing tension between traditional medical approaches and emerging experimental treatments and expressing uncertainty and curiosity about the potential benefits of animal blood transfusions in treating human diseases. The collaboration between Jules Adler and Dr. Bernheim in creating this artwork underscores the intersection of art and science in discovering medical innovations of that time. Acting as a visual display of the evolving landscape of medical research and experiments, it sheds light on diverse approaches adopted by physicians to address health challenges and illuminates the boundaries of medical knowledge during that era. After that, in the 18th century, Dr. Philip Saint-Physique, known as the father of American surgery, performed the first successful human-to-human blood transfusion discreetly. 23 years later, in 1818, James Blundell, a British obstetrician, carried out the first successful injection of human blood into a patient to treat postpartum hemorrhage. Using the patient's husband as the donor, he extracted nearly 20 milliliters of blood from his arm and successfully injected it into the woman using a syringe. Blondel's successful human-to-human blood transfusion transformed the future outlook of blood transfusion medicine. His work paved the way for the development of blood grouping and cross-matching, key components of modern blood transfusion medicine that ensure the safety and efficacy of blood transfusions. As researchers and physicians delve deeper into this field, notable figures like Samuel Armstrong Lane and Karl Landsteiner made significant contributions to blood transfusion medicine by refining techniques, studying blood clotting mechanisms, and improving patient outcomes. In 1840, Dr. Samuel Armstrong Lane at St. George's School in London performed the first successful blood transfusion for the treatment of hemophilia. Additionally, Karl Landsteiner's discovery of blood groups in 1900 was a pivotal moment in the history of blood transfusion. Landsteiner's groundbreaking research, which led to the identification of 3 blood groups, A, B, and C, later renamed O, improved the understanding of blood compatibility and facilitated safer blood transfusions. In 1902, Dr. Alfred de Castello and Dr. Adriano Sterli introduced the A blood group as the 4th blood group. This remarkable discovery highlighted the significant impact of different blood groups and their implications in the blood transfusion process, showcasing the scientific brilliance and dedication that drove progress in this field. A dramatic milestone occurred in 1907 when Reuben Ottenberg carried out the first successful blood transfusion using advanced techniques such as blood grouping and cross-matching in New York. This notable advancement in transfusion medicine ensured that patients received compatible blood without adverse reactions. The introduction of citrate glucose solution by Francis Rouse and J.R. Turner in 1916 revolutionized blood preservation, enabling healthcare providers to store donated blood for extended periods and increase access to blood transfusions. This discovery facilitated the establishment of the first blood bank by the British during World War I. The discovery of the Rh blood group system by Landsteiner, Wiener, and Levine in 1939–1940 shed light on many fundamental causes of blood transfusion reactions. Understanding the Rh factor became crucial in ensuring successful blood transfusions and preventing adverse effects. In 1947, the formation of the American Association of Blood Banks added a council of unity and purpose to this evolving process. Like a symphony, doctors collaborated with blood banks and donors under the OP flag to harmonize their efforts and ensure that the blood transfusion process remained safe, efficient, and abundant for those in need. These achievements in the field of medicine, through the unwavering talents and selflessness of individuals, have immortalized a narrative of progress, compassion, and hope in the realm of blood transfusion medicine. By documenting these historical moments and artistic representations, the history of blood transfusion emerges as a compelling narrative of innovation, courage, and collaboration in medicine. From early experiments to modern techniques, the evolution of blood transfusion showcases the tireless efforts of healthcare professionals and researchers to save lives and improve patient care. Describing medical knowledge in artistic form provides a platform for inspiring future generations to expand the realm of medical knowledge and art with remarkable advancements in the process of blood transfusion.